living the American dream, huh? Yeah, let's talk about it. Welcome back to another episode of the Trendon Topics podcast series. It's been way too long. Look, it's been a minute since I've been able to talk to y'all and sit down and, really, I think that ties into this episode. It's been living the American dream. So I've been too busy living the American dream that I've been away from y'all. Been away from really giving y'all the message of what I was on the original journey of doing. But here we are, baby, live and well for another episode. Season 2, we are here, we are live, we are well. God has been blessing us, but God has definitely been testing us too. And that's okay. That's okay. Look, as long as you can be aware of where you are and aware of your situation and where He has you, you'll be good. You'll be good. But I think when we get lost in the sauce, when you think that your whole entire life is your job, your career, even if you don't want to admit it, it is. Because think about, what do you do when you get off work? I'll wait. The list ain't long because you're tired. You're tired. You don't want to do that much. When you're tired from work and then you don't have the energy to really go and invest time and other energy and effort into your own passions, desires, things that you actually enjoy doing, things that make you kind of forget about that. That goes to the wayside. And you become so bitter. Like, I was so bitter. Like, bro, I work in corporate America. So if you allow the job to make you do that, it'll do that. Like, if you give a pig a pancake or if you give a mouse a cookie, they always gonna want more. It's always, they'll take as much as they can get. So the more you give them, the more you allow them to like have that space in your head rent free. You're thinking about work after work. You're thinking about work, like, when you're with your family and you think like your career is all this big and bad, bro. Life, family, spending time with those that care about you, that actually love you, bro. I have literally witnessed in corporate America, like, I went to work at the factory when they was on strike. And long story short, the week before I got there, bro, some dude went out to his car after his shift and he literally had a heart attack in his car and died. He didn't even get to go home and say bye to his loved one, say bye to his wife who was waiting for him after he just worked his butt off all day. Nah, your company just keeps going. Like, the world don't stop. Like, the company's not about to stop for you and then slow down because you just passed away. They're going to keep going and making money. That's the capitalistic structure we're in. So if you understand that they don't really care about you as much as they think they put on and let on, then I think you'll be a little more happy. So start taking work in your career for what it is. Utilize it to help you get to the positions that you want to get to, but don't make it a personality trait. Please do not make work a personality trait, because I know a couple. I'm not gonna name names, but I know a couple that's definitely bringing their personality, from work to home, and that's all they do. That's all they talk about. That's all they know. Don't have any water jug conversations where y'all at getting coffee. Nothing that's just random, sporadic. You can't hear nothing about the kid. And that's another thing. I was gonna say, kids. In this job that I'm in, having so many different types of people I'm working with is really insane, because I'm not working with anybody that's really in my demographic. 1, race, ethnicity. 2, age. 3, filing taxes. Are you single, married, divorced? A lot of these mugs is engaged. And the older people, that's my parents' age, some of them is divorced too. So they experienced a lot, split parent households, a lot of that difference. They live a lot of different lives. The reason why I'm bringing that up is because when you go on work trips, you get invited to do a lot of things. Like, you get invited to go to dinners, you get invited to go out to have a drink, you get invited to really just go out and it's really networking is what it is at the end of the day. But that can also get tiring. As good as you're supposed to be at it and as much as you're supposed to do it, that still doesn't mean it doesn't get tiring. You just get to the point where you're like, okay, yeah, I've been with you all day. We've met at the office at about 7:45, 8 a.m. We got lunch together. We worked all day, talked all day, and then we get off at 5. So just want to let you know, we've been together all day. And then these people have wives at home, kids at home. So, I mean, not to be mean, but this is really a highlight of their day. I really feel like I'm the young, fresh, breath of fresh air that really gets them up and going. Wants them to stay out a little bit later. Now we kick it. I'm not gonna lie, I kick it with some of the older dudes that I work with, and they fun. They had a good time. But it's also times you gotta have boundaries and draw a line. You gotta be able to go to bed, bro, because at the end of the day, a lot of them are the ones that are going to be sitting in the meetings and like retaining the information that you give them. Those are the big wigs that go and make decisions based off of the information you bring them. I'm the one getting the information, so I have to give, quality information throughout these meetings. So I can't come sloshed. I can't really get, faded the night before. I can't go and kick it. So when I go out, it's not like I'm really enjoying myself. It's a networking event. Like I don't get to let loose. It's not like I can just go and kick it with the boys. Even with the boys, yeah, you still on your P's and Q's. You take care of each other. You make sure each other is good. Y'all can get home safe and everything's copacetic. But when you out with work people, bro, like I'm not going to say you, based off of, can't just go buck wild, bro. Like, it just is what it is. I'm one of 3 people doing what I'm doing in North America. And actually one of 2, because the third one is like a whole manager of a territory. So my boss. They're like my boss's level. So in the industry I'm in, it's only 3 of us. But overall, like doing what I'm doing, it's only 2 people that look like me doing what I'm doing in North America for a Fortune 500 company. So it's pretty cool. It's also fun. It's a little daunting at times, realizing like you are the youngest in the game doing this. And also you got to be the number 1 in North America. Like you did that. Like within 7 months of me being out here, I got placed back in June. Like fortunately, my people performed well enough over target, and I got to be the number 1 sales rep in North America. But they're gonna want to label you as a sales rep. The whole time, I don't make no commission. I get salary pay, which is, you get paid monthly. And then once a year, you get a chance to go and get a bonus. And then your individual performance has some kind of way to impact in that, but not really, because I got to be the number 1 in North America, and I got to just expect it for my performance, because my reasoning was that I wasn't in my position long enough. But in my opinion, that's like not sponsoring Travis Hunter for going out and balling. You put him in the game, you put me in the game, and I performed. I don't think, experience should outweigh what you actually do. Men and women lie, but numbers don't. So when you're performing at this level, when you're performing at a higher level, I think you should be able to ask more from, your company and challenge them, because, you're bringing that to the table. It's literally in the pudding. Like I can bring it up. I can have a business case for it. I could really go to bat and argue. I should have went to law school instead. I really should go be a lawyer. No, because I do like arguing, but I only like arguing valid points that actually have a point of emphasis. Like you should definitely be paid what you bring to the table. Like there should be no, we're just going to pay you this for diversity and inclusion purposes. No, because, hey, sir, you do a damn good job at what you do. We're going to pay you your value, not what we think the market and industry is paying for what we're going to label your job as, because that's another thing. Job titles. People will get you caught up in job titles, trying to go chase like to the top. You want to go get to be the manager of this. You want to be the district CEO of that. Like you want to be the comptroller. Like, why do you want to go work for somebody else? Why are you in such a hurry and such like a, oh my gosh, got this carrot in front of your face to go work and do all of this for somebody else? At the end of the day, you don't own any of this. Like, yeah, you could probably get some stock options. You'll have quite a bit of equity if you work your way up in the company. Great. But also still then 25 years in, 30 years in, and you're still not a CEO. You still don't own part of the company. You are still making a, pretty healthy chunk of change. Don't get me wrong. I'm not stupid. But at the same breath, like, what do you own? What are your assets? Like, what's to your name? Like, when you leave, like, let's say you just, God forbid, you just go. But what do your children have? All the money? They just have money, liquid money, or do they have something that's like a business process that's already running, something that you taught them, something that you could bring them up on? Now, I don't know. I don't know if people really look to do that. I don't know if people really think about their kids as much in this day and age, because I don't even have kids and I think about them. So that's the thing with me is I think for the future, and you should always be where your feet are. You should always be present 1,000%, because I think people, like I said, that want to go live that American dream, want to go get the picket fence and go get married and have 2 kids and a dog like right now and be in one location for the rest of their life and dang near never move out of their hometown. Nothing wrong with that. But there's more to life outside of that. You feel me? There's more to life outside of that than doing what you're doing consistently. Because I think we just get caught up in, hey, this is great. Settle down, like get married. Like, yes, you get married. Like, I'm telling you go out and be in the streets. I ain't telling you to go out and do no promiscuous behavior. You feel me? Ain't nobody condoning that. But I'm saying you got to go out and enjoy yourself. You got to go do what you like to do. If you don't go do what you like to do, how do you go and really figure out like who are your people? Like who else is like-minded? Because all you do is work. You're going to be tired from working and just going to all these work events and networking and getting all these people in your phone. Yeah, it's a great growth opportunity to go and learn about new people, go and learn from new people, go and meet new people that can go and probably connect you to another job in the future. But once again, that's a job. That's a job working for somebody else. I think that you should also have something for yourself. I'm not telling you you need to be Jeff Bezos and then just cook up Amazon in your garage. Like that's not normal. That's not normal behavior for anybody. But you should have a couple of forms of passive income that you have working for yourself. 401k, Roth IRA, bro. I don't think people realize like if you have a 401k, you can borrow money from yourself, interest free, and it doesn't get counted on your income for taxes. You're literally paying yourself back. While your 401k still builds, but you can borrow that money against it. But you need like financial instruments to be able to help you really grow your portfolio. So I think the 401k is huge. I mean, I got that with my company, so I got looked out. But if you don't have that, like I'd invest in a Roth IRA right now if I'm young, because then you can, instead of maybe, borrowing against it, you can pull that money out because it's already taxed as it goes in. But then that money will be counted on your income for that year. So you got to be careful with the Roth. So it's a little different. So it's a couple of different investments. Everybody wants to just go do stocks. Everybody wants Bitcoin. Everybody wants Dogecoin. People want, Logan Paul does the collectible Pokemon cards. Like people do things that will turn into valuable assets, like shoes. I think my homie has so many shoes, bro. Like I'm not gonna name drop because that mean the block is hot. Gonna make the block hot. But like he got dang near like a room, just a shoe room. And I know probably everybody knows somebody that's got a shoe room like that, but like those are assets. Like it ain't just no regular shoes either. Like he's got some, you dig. Like I told him one day, I said, bro, calculate it. How much? Bro, no cap, upwards of 50, 60K of his shoe. He can go put a down payment on a house with his shoes because that's the kind of assets he built up. So that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Are you doing things that are building, equity? Like, because that's all we really need. I'm honestly guilty of it. I'm really guilty of it because I'm throwing money away in rent. But also, the place that I'm living in, Washington, the cost of living out here is ridiculous. I looked up the cheapest price of a home. It's $360,000. And that's in a place that's not so safe, that's not so, welcoming, loving, caring. If I really want to go be in a safe neighborhood and get me a nice like 1 to 2 bed, less than 1,000 probably square foot crib, $450,000. You want me to go? No, I'm not paying the down payment for that. I'm not paying the mortgage for that. And if I do a FHA, I'm not paying the PMI for that. That's the mortgage insurance you got to pay every month because people want to preach, oh, get the FHA, go do the 3.5% down. They're not telling you about the added fees you're going to have to pay throughout the rest of the month because they're going to get their money. Like, don't think just because you pay 3.5% down, you're saving an abundance of money. Yes, you are, because then you can allocate more money, to like fix things up that you want, that you wouldn't have to put towards the actual down payment that just sit in escrow right now. But my only beef is like, companies definitely give you experience. Like they will get you experience and they will put you in front of things that'll give you an opportunity to grow. It'll challenge you for sure. It'll stress you out right then and there, but it'll definitely help you grow. That's no lie. So I like that. But also you could put that on a resume. But what you can't do is put these compliments into a bank account. You can't put all of the intangible things that you bring into the table into the bank account. Like, bro, they're not going to reward you for that. They're going to reward you for going out of your way. They're not going to reward you for doing more things that aren't in your job description. They're not going to really reward you for that unless you speak up for yourself. So go to bat for yourself. Like, know when you actually are doing things that are valuable and doing things that are actually measurable. Because if you can go back, like I said, men and women lie. Numbers don't. So if you have the numbers, you're good. So that's just the moral of the story. But the thing is, the pay will come when you really, like I said, demand it. Like when you know your worth, when you know what you can do and you're bringing that to the table, you just need the right connection. You just need the right person to put you in place to succeed. That's all it really is. And sometimes your job doesn't do that. Sometimes your job doesn't put you in a position to succeed, but you still make it. With your back against the wall, you still make it. You feel me? So, I mean, you make it work. You make things happen, but I think you shouldn't depend on your one job. You should not depend on one job for like your sole income. If you are dependent on that and you don't have a savings, like bro, let's say you get fired tomorrow, like what are you doing? What I don't have any kids. All I have is a dog. So fortunately, like I'm a road runner. I can do what it do. You feel me? I don't have any obligations to sit down and like go and take care of kids or like really give a girlfriend a piece of my time or a fiance because a lot of my coworkers are married and engaged and some divorced. But like I said, yeah, a lot of them are at that stage in life where they go home and they're with their kids or they're with their significant others that they're married to. So you're spending a lot of that time that you used to do things alone in a shared environment. Like maybe you go to the gym with your partner now, like that's your thing. Maybe you guys go on walks with your dog together now, that's your thing. Instead of you just walking your dog and that's your quiet time during the sunset or the morning to start your day. Like these things change. So when people are like going to work, they have these work bonds because that's the only time they're away and essentially from those people that they're with all the time that they chose to do life with. So sometimes those work events are really their getaway. You got to go and help them like really express themselves because sometimes they have conversations at home. Obviously they're comfortable having like any conversation and divulging to their significant other, but it's just sometimes guys need to be guys, bro. It just comes down to that. Sometimes dudes just need to have a beer, just have a drink, and just go out and just talk, bro. Like that. That's just what it comes down to. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all. So I love that 100%, 1000%. I'm for it. But no, it's other things that I think you should definitely go and take in accountability when you think about like jobs you're searching. Because jobs will tell you, hey, we pay very competitively for this job title, like amongst all industries. You got to look at your actual job duties and what you're doing in that job, and is that title accurate and reflective of that? Because if not, you getting gypped. You getting gypped because I'm not gonna lie, they call my job sales rep. I'm not a sales rep because I don't make commission. I am a sales manager because I manage 33 dealer locations that happen to accumulate the highest 10-year sales in December, and I just haven't received any kind of kudos or recognition for it. The dealer has. The dealer's made all that money and realized all of that. They've made all their dinero, but my same little care package every month is the same. I get a chance though to get once a year bonus, and the thing about the bonus is they want you to be grateful for it. You really have to be because it's not guaranteed. So even if you go and kill it and have a great year, you're out and doing sales, you make record numbers in the whole United States, the whole global, because I work for a global company. So you working for a global entity, you're publicly traded, everybody's got to make money. Everybody eats before you do. So you got to realize that when you in corporate, you can't take that personal. I don't take that personal. When I realized like the monster I was in, I was like, it's not even just my company. It's just like capitalistic America. So you can't escape it. You go to any other Fortune 500 company, it's going to be there. But it's cool. It's like some of the things they let you experience is pretty cool. Like I surfed in Hawaii for the first time this year. Would have never even gone to Hawaii, let alone surfed in Hawaii, because I'm scared of sharks. Deathly scared of sharks. And I watched so many documentaries about why sharks go to Hawaii because of the warm waters. And then, when they put a surfboard in front of me, like I just felt like I was on rocket power and it was just time to go. You feel me? Like it was really time to go. I didn't think twice. Didn't hesitate. Pay, and it was only $30. $30, and I was out there for like 2 hours. Didn't have no lessons. Didn't need nothing. I swam out. I looked out, bro. I was legit about at least 3 football fields from shore. I was tripping. So 300 yards minimally from shore, and these waves was busting. So I'm getting tired. I didn't realize it was that much shoulder work to get out in them waves, because then you got to wait for it to go up, and then you got to it kind of brings you back into shore as you're pedaling out. So it's crazy work. And then you got to stand up, and then there's just a lot of core work. Great time though, but like I said, would not have experienced that if I did not work for corporate. Bro, they let me go see Jurassic Park where it was shot at. A lot of the movies, 51st Dates, all that shot in Hawaii on Oahu. And bro, getting to experience that is second to none. I'm not gonna lie. So you gotta get to see the both sides of it. You can't just be like, corporate is just this monster that sucks. Corporate has sucked. Oh my gosh, bro. Corporate, yes, it has its downfalls, but you have to use it for its benefits. If you don't use it for its benefits, they're going to keep using you for how you're benefiting them. So why not use them too? At the end of the day, bro, I'm gonna tell y'all something funny. I got an email today. It's Black History Month. Got an email today. It said celebrate Black History. It's a company communications email, so it's blasted out to everybody. Why? I scrolled down that entire email and I saw 9 faces that were not black. I'm just gonna put it fair. I'm just gonna put it frank. Like that, it just is what it is. I'm gonna call a spade a spade. Even somebody got an award. They put a picture of a lady that got an award, a Caucasian lady. Like nothing wrong. They probably do. I don't know what the award was. I know she probably does great work. We love that, but it's not her month. It's Black History Month. You can't find one story, one person that has made an impactful difference in this company's history or currently doing it. Like I'm one of 2 people in North America doing what I'm doing. I didn't get a call or interview. I mean, Black History Month not over. Don't get me wrong, but we're putting out all these news articles and publications. We got to do better. It's just corporate. It's just they don't care. So it's 2-sided. You feel me? So you get to do cool things. Like they let you get these cool experiences. You get to go fly around the country. Like bro, I probably done been to every state now outside like all the many tiny states that they decided to divide up in the Northeast. Like all New York and New Hampshire, Vermont, like all the New Hampshire, all that Connecticut, them. Never been to that demographic region. I really don't want to unless it's the summer and I'm rich because it costs an arm and a leg. I already know. I've seen all the movies. But I think people got to realize, like, bro, it's not all about money. Like, you can get these experiences, like, through this job, like, through a career. Like, these are things that I would have never thought that I was going to do, let alone, do for free. Like, getting to do that on the company's dime, bro. Come on now. Come on. We took an ATV tour through literally the mountains and valleys of Oahu where Jurassic Park was shot. So imagine that first scene in Jurassic Park where they are literally like going through the mountains and valleys. Like, yeah, I was there in person. So getting to do things like that, bro, you can't be mad at it. But then also you got to think like, bro, you can't put that on a resume. That's just something you got to experience and you got to charge that to the game because anything else, like, you're just gonna feel like you just getting annoyed if you take it personal because it's such a big, when you in corporate, bro, if you work for a publicly traded company, it's so big that the CEO probably doesn't even know you exist. I mean, I even say probably, he doesn't. I'm gonna put my 401k on it. I'm gonna put my next check on I'm putting my whole apartment. I ain't even gonna say house because I don't even own a house. But you know what I mean. That the CEO does not know you, does not know me. And I kind of like it that way because then if you know me, then I might be having a problem. I might not be doing too hot or I might be doing stellar. You never know. You never know. But I just think that people need to take with a grain of salt what they're being paid versus what the inflation rate is versus the cost of living where they're at versus the cost to buy a home. Everybody's in such a rush to buy a home. Bro, if I was living near my parents, I'd be living with my parents right now. Y'all, this looks cool. This is fun. This is expensive. But I got to go do other things outside of my 9 to 5 to go and make this happen, to go and do this. So this ain't just happening, you feel me? This ain't just me here, it's kind of manifestation, though. You got to pray to God and really think that, like, where is God taking you? Where is God trying to challenge you? Because it's a challenge in life. Like, you got to think that it's never just going to get easier. Like, people think that life is going to get easier and it's going to get sweeter. Like, it'll probably will once you get more money. Once you get more money, you got to make harder decisions because you got to think, oh, am I supporting this person? Am I going to pay for this or that? Like, if you become wealthy, bro, everybody that's walking around you ain't wealthy. So, especially if you're giving off that signal that you will. Bro, when I'm rich, I'm going to wear this same outfit. I'm going to rock my same clothes, my same garments. I'm not going to change. You feel me? I might, I probably don't even think my chains would be different. I probably my Cuban works just fine. So I might, if my necklace breaks, I'll buy a new one. But other than that, like, I'm not, what's the material things for? I'd rather have some assets. I'd rather have something to my name. Like, bro, people live in apartments and drive like Lamborghinis and Ferraris and like want to go to Venice Beach and then go to it. I'm like, you can't be serious right now. You really can't be serious because if you are, I know you bugging. I know you not for real about like growing and making a difference because you got to sacrifice at some point. Like after this, after I move out of here, I'm about to go slum it. It's things you should do in life. It's things that you should definitely go and experience and try. I can afford this. I love living here. I love doing it. But I know if I go and save an extra thousand or so a month, guess what I can do with 1,000 or times 12? That's $12,000, $13,000 that you can go and invest. Probably put a down payment on a house. If you want to do FHA loan, if you want to do an FHA, you can definitely use that money to go and put a down payment on a house. And then that's just the start of saving expenses. Like once you're thinking about going out to eat, once you start thinking about like, recreational expenses, like you going out and joining clubs and bowling leagues and you shopping and thrifting all the time and gas, oh my gosh. The cost of gas is ridiculous, but don't get me started. Utilities, like things like that out here, it's a little different. I like it low key because the weather helps. Like you don't have to use as much. You don't use really air conditioner in the summer. The weather's perfect. It's like 60 to 70, 80 degrees. It's never like 100 degrees out here. It's perfect. But spring, winter, yeah, you may need a little heat to kick on because the winter time, the nights be freezing, the mornings be frost, Jack Frost, and in between you may get lucky. It may be misting or it may just be gray and cloudy outside. But rarely for the time that is the winter time here, which is a long winter, it's like 7 months, it's raining, cold, misty, gray, ugly. Like it really is not attractive at all. But, you know, living an American dream is something that people will try to sell you just so you can continually stay in this capitalistic structure. People want you to just to be a consumer. That's all. Like, think of these name brands that you just love and die hard for. Nike, UGG, Lululemon, just to name a few. I mean, don't get me started on Stanley Cups. But nah, if we talking for real though, these companies have our society by a chokehold. It's because you trust the brand, you know what it represents, you know what status it also shows by purchasing said brand. So you feel like it gives you a certain, look, regardless of if you admit it or not. You know it makes you feel good, you look good in it. So you're getting all the added benefits of wearing said product, utilizing said product, purchasing said service. So when you do that, you're enabling these companies to continually do what they're doing. So my advice, invest in small businesses. It's just really crazy to me what we're willing to buy because, we let them get away with so much that, I just don't think we are even aware of it at this point. Like you think you need certain things every month when you really don't. It's a want and it's not a need. So I think you got to be able to discern between your wants and needs and really be honest with yourself. Like hold yourself accountable because you can save a lot of money doing that. And I think we could really make a difference in how we're spending at these large corporations because, they're all publicly traded. They're all willing to go and do anything above and beyond to go make a buck. We know a lot of these foods that we're eating aren't the healthiest, aren't the best for us, full of preservatives. Why do you think everybody wants to go and start their own farm, start their own homestead? Everybody in this Gen Z, they talking like wants to go and just own land, get off grid and like cut ties from society. They hate the government. I hate the government. You hate the government. The government takes out so much of my taxes and don't give none of my money back, even though they claim, oh, we're going to give you your money back. Bro, do you realize what taxes are? The government already didn't like taxes themselves. So they cut ties from Britain. They threw all that tea. They threw all that tea in the harbor. You remember that? What are we going to do? What are we going to do that's different? Because we don't like taxes. We don't like what they're doing to us in taxes. But are we going to sit here and just keep taking it? More than likely, probably. We can't have one leader. I just want to let you know, you can't have one leader to an organization like this. Because if you do, you're done. They just need one figurehead to go and pop off. But bro, if it's just like an orchestrated design, like if we're all just gonna go and make the wave happen at the same time and do the same thing in a similar way, I think we can actually make a difference. I think the people can actually make a difference for, the future, for the better, what we really need. So stop buying the American dream and start making your own. Really do things that you like to do. Like chase dreams, bro. Like go and travel. Go and see the world. Don't just want to settle down and just be in one area and then just buy a big house and then just be a consumer, have kids, and then have these dependents on your taxes. Now, that sounds great once you have kids, bro, that's for life. It ain't just 18 years. Like, my dad's still worrying about the dumb stuff that I'm doing. And he think it's dumb. For me, it's like, you got to try things. You definitely got to try things. You really got to go out and try to see what life is about. Because if you don't go and try and experience and, like, do, I mean, when are you going to learn? I mean, you got to learn from the people around you as well, because your network is your net worth. My grandpa always told me, you don't live life long enough to make every mistake. So you got to pay attention to people around you, make decisions based off of the mistakes that they made. Like, you got 2 eyes for a reason. It's because you're supposed to be observant. You got 2 ears for a reason. It's because you're supposed to hear and understand. You're supposed to listen to understand, not to respond. Your mouth is your last piece, is your last key. Like, you're supposed to process all this. Think about it. Go about your day. Like, I think the more that people realize, like, hey, you have to actually understand another human being and reciprocate their emotions and feelings and understand and empathize with what they're going through, I think that we'll go a long way as a human race. But right now, I think we're very selfish. We're very isolated. There's no real big sense of community. And then people really just want to get their own, which ain't nothing wrong with that. You're supposed to want to get yours and make sure you and yours are good. But at the same time, hey, you here to serve others. You're supposed to go make other people's lives better. And then in the meantime, bro, it's just in a roundabout way that'll happen to you too. But I think you shouldn't expect that. I think you should just go and act and just be like that. I don't think you should like expect something like that in return. You feel me? So I think people need to realize, like, we're all here on this earth to coexist, to go and do what we're supposed to do together. Like, the struggles you're experiencing, they're not, they're not missing everybody else. Everybody else has trials and tribulations. Everybody can probably empathize with what you're going through, but you think you're isolated. The devil's trying to isolate you, bro. Don't let the devil isolate you. You're not alone. So as much as you want to think that you're just the only one in the universe dealing with your problems, and your problems are so much bigger than anything anybody else has going on, hey, I got news for you, buddy. There's other people dealing with a lot worse shit elsewhere that probably got it worse off. We have so many first world problems that don't even get me started. We'll get into that on another episode. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in. It's another episode of the Trendon Topics podcast series. Hey, stay tuned, because we live and we well, but I just had to tell y'all, stop trying to chase and live the American dream, because the American dream is washed, bro. It's overhyped. It's overpriced, and it's nothing that's really good on your return on investment. Like, you're not going to get no good from your time back, bro. Like, it's the only thing that we got on this earth is time, and we can't get that back. So the moment we lose that, hey, we gone. So make sure you make it worth of your time. Make sure you're doing what you love to do. Make sure you're investing in those people that are around you. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in, baby, to another episode of Trendon Topics podcast series. Hey, love y'all. Peace. Trendon.
Yo! Scoop! Hey, yo, Scoop! My nigga, what's good? Yes, sir. What's poppin'? I'm coming through. Hold up. Stay right there. I'm coming through. Hold up. Hell yeah. Can't believe I see this nigga Scoop. It's crazy.
Don't you dare run from it, there's no boogeyman, it ain't coming to hurt you. I think acceptance is somewhat of a virtue. To look your true dead in the face without trying to escape the regret or disgrace. I write these words aimlessly, but not without hope that somehow I'll stumble on something that's dope. A clever little line, a thought to provoke myself and that listener digging for quotes. Hello. I don't even know if somebody gon' hear this, got so many songs they get lost in the end.